What's going on, too? Coming through, man. We got the update on the 400 small block. I did go pick it up last weekend. It was ready from the machine shop. The sun been pretty bright out today. I went ahead and washed it down and cleaned it, degreased it. I'm finna flip this camera around, finna show y'all what I'm working on now before the day ends. I want to get my piston rings measured, make sure they all gap good. Check my bearing clearances one last time, install my crank. That way all I got to do is put my pistons on my rings on my pistons, and I'll probably install them the next day. But I really just want to get the rings set and get the crank set in the block and make sure all my rod bearings and main bearings clearances are good, and put my rear main seal, check my end play, and we're gonna knock it down from there. So let me flip this camera around and show y'all what we got going on. Already got it kind of set up. This the block, as you can see. This is the piston. You can see it says, let me see, punched over 30.003. So this piston is 4.155 inches big. So it fits right in the bore, just like it's supposed to. How you gonna gap your rings? These are my oil rings that go on the very bottom. This is just an extra piston I had for this purpose. You just gonna set your ring in there, and then you're gonna square it with this. Make sure you got your old oil rings on this piston here, so it'll square right down in the block. And on the oil rings, you want at least a minimum of 15,000. I got my feeler gauge right here. You see that's 15,000 of an inch. And what you want to do is put it in that gap right there. And I can see that that is more than 15,000. It might be like 18. Let me see. I got an 18 right here. This is a 18,000 feeler gauge. So it look like my bottom rings is at like 20, but that's okay. The minimum of it is 15. So I'm gonna just double check all of these, make sure that they're gapped appropriately within that proximity. And if they all within 15 to 18 or 15 to 20, we good. I ain't gotta worry about the bottom rings, and then I can move on to my my second rings, because I'm gonna set them at 23, and then I'm gonna set my top ring at 21 to give me the gappage that I need. So then it's gonna be kind of, I forgot my tripod. I let my brother use my car, and he used it for something. I don't know what he was doing with it. So I'm gonna just have to bring y'all back, because it's gonna be a lot trying to hold this camera and check these rings and everything. But that's just a dynamic of what you're gonna do when you're building your engine. So, and if you washing your engine at home, the only reason I didn't record that part is because as soon as you put water on that fresh bores and them cross hatches, it's gonna start flashing rust. So you got to blow all that off and get it soaked down to some WD-40 or something to keep it from flashing rust. So I didn't want to record that part and have too much rust flashing on the block. And y'all leave down in the comments below, man, what color y'all think I should paint the block. I'm thinking about painting it green, or I may go with like a mocha brown, because my interior on my box Chevy is brown, like a chocolate brown. I think that'll be pretty dope to have it brown and then put green accents on it to kind of match the inside of the car. I think that'll be pretty dope. It'll look like on the inside what it look like under the hood. I think that'll be pretty clean. It'd be different too. Because I got my chrome oil pan right here. I gotta clean it out. It's new, just been kind of sitting up. I got some simple green sitting in it right now to just clean out the bottom of it, but we're gonna wash that up and get it together too. So y'all just stay tuned in, man. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe on the videos, man. Like I said, y'all comment below what color y'all think I should paint, because keep in mind the inside, the interior is like chocolate brown, and then it's got green LED lights in there, accent lights. So I'm thinking about painting the block the same thing, like a dark brown, and then just put some green like Chevy bow ties on the valve covers, and you know, maybe some of the bolts, paint them like a green color to kind of tie it into it. Or I may do the block green And don't worry about no brown at all. I don't know, it's up in the air, but y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna decide either way, but I'm gonna paint the block after I get it assembled. So y'all just stay tuned, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna try to get what I want to get done today, and I'll bring y'all back. Y'all hold tight. All right, so I got all my piston rings measured out. They all came within spec of what I needed. So I ain't got to do nothing with them. I'm finna put the bearings in the bottom now, and flip this around so I can show y'all. I'm gonna try to see if I can set this camera up somewhere. Like I said, because of my tripod, my brother got it. But I got my bearings. I got the main one back in. Finna go ahead and put these in, and you can tell these go on the bottom because the hole is gonna line up with the holes here. It's where your oil travels through. So and then that's my crank right there. So I got my plastic gauge. My machinist had already measured them, told me standard bearings, my clearances and everything was already good, but I just want to double check it just for my own peace of mind. So I'm finna put my bearings in here, lay my crank on, put the plastic gauge on there, and then torque the main caps down, and then read the measurements on here. So for my engine, you want to see at least, you don't want to see an inch. That's too tight. 1.5 inches is too tight because my journal is a 2.1 inch. So you want to see anywhere in between 15 and 2, but preferably right at the 0.02 of an inch clearance. That way we'll have great clearance in between. So let me see if I can set this down somewhere. About right there. Like I say, these are standard size, and it's got a little tab on here, so you can't put them in but one way. They only go on one way. And these are King's bearings. I've used these before on the LS build, and they were perfect. Perfect. I know they got other bearings out there, Engine Tech and Clevite and Seal Power and all the other names, but King's bearings, they good. And they not crazy expensive neither. Matter of fact, the LS motor that's in my truck now, that's the bearings that I use them for to build that engine, the King's bearings. So I'm gonna show y'all. We got all the brand new bearings in. Like I say, the holes line up, and you see this little tab. That's why I say it's not a tab on this side, so it can only go on one way. Same thing with the main one in the back. Can't mess them up. Can't mess them up. So what we're gonna do now is gonna get my crank. I'm gonna sit it in here dry. Don't turn it. And we're gonna put some plastic gauge on top and lock the caps down, torque it down, and read the measurements on it, so we can try to be in between 2 and 3 thousandths of an inch. So let me go ahead and get that dropped in there, and I'll bring y'all back. All right, so I got all my clearance measured. They all measuring in between 2 and 3, which is perfect. You see the little plastic gauge. Let me see if I can get y'all a little view right here. So you see the gauge where it smushed it in, and if you look, it's a little bit just about the size of the 2, almost slightly the size of the 3, so it's in between. And if you look at each one, bam, like the 2, you can't really see that one that much, but they all within spec. These back here, the last 2 more on the size of a 3, which is fine. It's got the appropriate clearances. So my crank is a standard crank. Next, what I'm finna do is go ahead and get this plastic gauge off, and I'm finna check my end play, because we need about in between 3 to 10 thousandths end play where your crankshaft will slide forward or backwards. But I don't want to do that until I put some assembly lube on here. So I'm finna go ahead and wipe this plastic gauge off, put some assembly lube on my bearings, and the only one I'm gonna put on is the back cap and probably this middle one. to check the end plate to make sure it's flat, or I may just put the back in the front. Yeah, I'm gonna just do the back in the front because it's holding in the back, holding in the front. That way it can't do no much travel in a straight line. So and once I do that, I'm gonna put my rear main seal on as well and go ahead and button all that up, and then the bottom end officially be put together. And then we on the ordering parts. I still got to order my camshaft, my oil pump, my heads, my lifters, my timing chain, and some more miscellaneous stuff. But for the most part, I really just wanted to get the bottom end put together. So that's my objective for this weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up, and I'm gonna set the end plate, and I'll bring y'all back. What up, Tube? Peace and blessings to everybody, man. This is Project 400. So got the block back from the machine shop. Unfortunately, I didn't record everything I did to prepare the block, simply because some stuff, like when I was washing it and preparing the block to get it ready to be cleaned from the machine shop, getting all the grit and grime and stuff out of it, making sure it was clean. When you're using water, you gotta hurry up and get it off. So I had to use my blower, blow it off real good. And but I'm gonna flip the camera around, man, and let y'all see as I'm talking. So this is the 400 small block. Like I said, she went to the machine shop, got all cleaned up real good, got new freeze plugs in it all the way around, brand new cam bearings, like I say, new freeze plug, front and back. And as of right now, this is my brand new oil pan, so I'm gonna take this off, show y'all what's going on under the bottom. Like I said, it's the bottom end, so I had them up my caps and everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got the pistons and everything installed. She turns over good. So the bottom end is put all the way together. Got brand new piston rings, brand new bearings, main caps and everything been torqued. Main caps, torqued them to 65, rod caps 45. The clearance that you want to see back here on your thrust bearing, you want to see in between 3 to 10. I was right at 4.5 to 5, so it's got plenty enough. And how you check that, you get like a little gauge, or you can get filler gauges and put it back there, but it's easy to put the measuring gauge that when you push the crank forward, it'll show you how many, I guess, millimeters of an inch is pushing it out. But let me flip the motor over so y'all can see the other side with the pistons and everything upright. I gotta cover my block up. It's about to look like it's getting cloudy, and I'm gonna have to cover it back up. Y'all give me a second. Get this block turned over. All right, here we go. All right, so we got the block turned back over. Like I said, I got all my pistons and everything. And these are used set of pistons that my machinist had. That way I didn't have to order some brand new rods. I was able to use my factory short rods that come on the 400 instead of going with the 5.7s. Because then at that point you were running into clearance issues with your cam, and I ain't want to deal with all that. So what I've been doing for now is just keeping the cylinder walls soaked with some pretty much WD-40 lubricant so it don't flash rust or nothing like that. All in the litho bores as well. But I'm finna try to go ahead and get it in my shed and get it out of the air right now. And probably just stand it up in there. I want to put the whole thing in there, but I know I ain't finna try to muscle all that up there right now today. But like I say, man, I'm gonna just show y'all. Ooh, I didn't expect for it to flip back over like that. I'm gonna turn it back around and get my pen and stick in here. Go. Alright, so I got my lock pin in there. So right around so y'all can see how good it rotate. Here we go. There we go. Some of the pistons I did clean up. I can still clean it while it's in the bore. But as you can see, she turned real good. No binding or nothing. So, like I said, what I like to do is just don't bring them all the way to the top. Like I said, this ain't nothing but the Walmart brand of WD-40, just to keep the cylinder walls lubricated and everything. Keep the whole motor lubricated. The reason that's the cleanest one is because I put it through a parts washer. I just wanted to see how good it was gonna come clean, but I ain't feel like doing all of them like that. So, cause as soon as you crank it up, the carbon gonna get right back on them. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world if it gets done or if it doesn't get done. I need to spray some all in there on them cam bearings too, keep them lubricated. But yeah, so that's the 400, man. We in the next order of business. We're gonna get the aluminum heads, go ahead and order my cam, flip it back over, put my oil pump on, get the roller cam set up in here, everything, and we'll be cooking with grease after that. So what's going on with the 400? So y'all stay tuned, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, share, comment, and subscribing on the videos. Sorry I ain't bringing y'all along through the whole build process on that. I literally put it together last night after I had came in from doing some stuff. So I was literally out here in the dark putting the pistons in and everything with just using my cell phone. Like, it's not hard, it's pretty simple, but you know, I was already rolling, moving, and grooving. So I was like, shoot, I might as well go ahead and put all of them in. I'm at this point now. So, but yeah, like I say, man, we just gotta order the camshaft, go ahead and get that set up. The head's gonna be the last thing I order, cause I already know them probably gonna run me like in between 1,000 to 1,200 for the heads that I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the stuff that I know I need to put the bottom end together. That way, I could just get the heads at a later time. Hopefully before the summer get here, cause we definitely trying to fire this up for the summer. But I know the Lord, He can make a way out of no way. He can provide, supply all my needs according to His riches and glory, and I know He'll make a way. make it possible. He done brought me this far with it, so I know I'll be able to do it. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, share, comment, subscribing, and I'm gonna bring y'all on the next piece of it, man. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace.